everyone, and welcome back to 3 Dads and a Console. Not every parent can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we try to do that for you weekly. The show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. As always, I'm Waba Plays, joined by the Lego Table Master, Court Lalonde. Court, care to explain?
Oh, yes. So my daughter this year for Christmas, that was a cold open. Thank you.
Didn't even expect it.
No, I didn't.
Dropped right into it.
Yeah, my daughter for Christmas asked for something that doesn't exist. So that is, always awesome. But being the dad I am, I've decided to make something out of it. So what I did was I bought a desk from IKEA that it's supposed to only have drawers on the one side and then have a pole. I just bought drawers for both sides, so I bought an extra desk and just returned the table. Yeah, that's how I roll. And so that I'll have drawers on both sides. And then I took the top of the table and I got those Lego sheets, the squares, and I put them on the top. So I made green. I put blue on one little corner, so it's like with water, so it's like the beachfront. And then I did like green again, and then I did blue in the middle, and then green. So she has like some green space, some blue space, and then it's got drawers on the sides. And on each drawer, the handles of the drawers are Lego pieces, and that's what your handle is to open the drawer. And then on the sides, I got these Lego squares, and I got her initials. So I put an E on one side and an L on the other side. So I'm hoping she's really gonna like it. She loves creating things and working with her hands. I just showed her Minecraft the other day. That was a mistake.
Yep.
Goodbye. Yeah. Goodbye, child. Goodbye.
Yeah. She really likes that game.
Of course she does.
Oh, no.
Well, you can tell Court is a good dad because he went out and did that. Most dads, self-included, would just be like, yeah, they don't make that.
I looked everywhere. They do in the US. So
by the way,
they have it on Ebsby. And Pez, the title of our YouTube is the same from last week.
No, it's not.
Game Award reveals game. Oh, you did change it. Sony Spartacus. We're not talking about that, are we?
Yeah, we will. Because I want to.
Oh God.
The man, the dictator right there is Pez. Hello, Pez.
Surprise agenda.
He's like, we're doing what we're doing.
What's going on, everyone? How's it going? Great to see you all today.
Both of you, so before we started, I said I'm getting anxious. Both of you have Santa hats, and I can't find mine. So I have this holiday backdrop.
I've been wearing a Santa hat for a month. Almost.
For real. Me too.
It's officially Santa season. We're a week out until his arrival. Santa is nigh.
I hope he's wearing a mask and he's been vaccinated.
Did he get his booster?
I can't get my booster until January.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're doing the 50-year-olds right now. And my daughter got vaccinated last week.
Here we go. I'm getting my booster next week. Pez, you're going tomorrow.
He's gone today.
You went today? Yeah, but you're going to feel it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we've decided already. He's going to play video games.
Yep. I'm sick. I streamed for 8 hours.
Little did he know staring at a screen is going to make the headache worse, but...
Woo! Let's go, baby.
So not a lot of news since we last talked last week. There was a small little show that you guys might not have seen. I think they're streaming it, called the Game Awards. And we want to talk a little bit about that too. And we also want to talk about Spartacus, as Pez mentioned. So let's start with Spartacus.
And GamePass for this year.
Oh yeah, and GamePass for this year because friends of the show outright is going to be featured in that.
Yes. So let's preface this Game Awards conversation. We are not going to talk about who won awards. If you want to do that, you can.
We don't care.
It's not that we don't care. It's just we don't care. I don't care.
I'm sorry.
I don't care who wins. I don't care who wins Oscars. I don't care who wins Grammys. I don't care.
Unless the Court, Pez, or Waba is winning an award, I don't care.
But
I don't care about any awards show.
Yeah, even the NHL ones, I don't care.
NHL awards, ESPYs, Oscars, Tonys, Teen Choice are the only ones I do care about.
Because for me, I look at things, people are like, oh, what's game of the year? I'm like, well, my game of the year was Forza. That's the one I played that. And I played the most was Halo Master Chief Collection. So that's not game of the year. But to me, the last couple of years, it's been the Division 2. That's not going to win awards. So I don't care. It's, you know what game is the game of the year? Whatever you, the listener, or you, the viewer, likes.
Whatever I tell you it is listener.
No.
Is what the
Don't
game
ever
is.
listen to Pez because all he does
And
is talk
that's
about
why
Switch
it's
games that
Death's
no one
Door,
cares
10
about.
out of 10.
Jeez.
You heard it here first. But yeah, so speaking of Pez and his rants, Pez, you got some words about Sony Spartacus. I am Spartacus.
Yeah, talk about your
First off,
Spartacus. Let's just get it out of the way.
okay, let's get out of the way. I was gonna use Game Pass as a lead into it, but you know what?
Okay, you can't just sneak add something to the
Waba
agenda and then
completely-
complain about where I put it.
And also, second of all, you can't lead it as a Game Pass because as of right now, Game Pass is elite and Spartacus is we don't know what it is. It sounds like a 3-tiered poo-poo that has got not so much in it, but we'll find out because as someone who has PlayStation Now, PS Now, or unsubscribed to PS Now, it sounds like they're just taking PS Now and PS Plus and putting tiers.
Yeah, merging it together and being like, hey, you want to pay, X amount. You know what it reminds me of? I was thinking about this yesterday. It reminds me of Nintendo's like stapled on addition to their Switch Online, where they're like, hey, now you get N64 and Sega games, but you're gonna pay us $50 extra.
Oof.
And you're gonna rent Animal Crossing's DLC, but not actually buy it. We have to rent it. So when you get rid of your thing, because the N64 games are probably emulated very poorly, you can no longer play Animal Crossing.
So here's my take on it because I'm 100% agreeing with Pez. I'm more worried about. Everybody was all hyped about the backwards compatibility, but looking at the architecture of a PlayStation, it's going to have to be emulators because there is zero backwards compatibility unless you're playing PS4 games on a PS5. No other games work because they continue to change the architecture of the console itself. So I'm very curious if the PS1 games work. I would like to see how, and I hope they got a good emulator because if they're going to be using cloud, as someone who uses xCloud, it's okay. But like I've sent you guys messages before, it's not always the best.
Right.
So if they think they're going to be using cloud, like it's going to suck. Like it's not there yet. It's going to be great in the future. Cloud is the future, but it's not going to be the best. It isn't. And that's just my opinion from using the cloud. And if they use emulators, we're not going to get the one thing you get on, say, set a Game Pass or an Xbox, which is the Ultra HD version, HDR version. Like they upgrade a version. Like right now, I'm currently playing Splinter Cell Blacklist. Getting beat up in that game pretty bad. I'm not good at video games anymore. But it looks beautiful. And this is an Xbox 360 game, but they give a glow up to it, right? They give it the auto HDR. They make it a little 60 frames per second. Chef's kiss. I don't think Sony's gonna do that, and that it also sounds like they're not gonna. They're definitely not at the beginning gonna day and date their games, and that is, I think, something that they might as well just do now because they're gonna have to because Xbox now has Bethesda. They now have these titles that are coming, and this day and date is what sells Game Pass. I can say till I'm blue in the face. It's like, oh, it's all the other games in the catalog. No, it's the day and dates. It's the fact that I just got to play Forza and Halo by having the thing. So if God of War and all them, it sounds like what they do is just take the PS Plus and just move it all in. And then they're going to give you their first party titles a year later, and then they're going to have their back catalog in there. But that back catalog, as we already know, the PlayStation 3 games have to be played in the cloud. And they're bad.
Yeah, and that's if you pay a certain tier.
Whatever tier, yes.
And I think that's another thing, right? Because Game Pass basically has two tiers. You have, at least for me, as a PC user, you have two tiers. You have your regular tier, your regular whatever PC tier, but then you have Ultimate, which brings everything together. Sony doing rumored three tiers seems incredibly excessive. Given what you're given for their tiers.
So what do you think the tier is? One is playing games online, period. One is PlayStation Plus one is PlayStation Plus. And then one would be
PS4 and PS5.
PS4, PS5 for PlayStation Now or whatever the hell they call it.
And then the third is PS1, 2, 3, and PSP.
Yes, but even the PS5, like it sounds like
Where's the Vita?
But it's not even that. Like, okay, here's an example I'm using, and because Pez,
Yeah.
welcome to the club, buddy. His Xbox is on its way.
I had the opportunity to buy one and I didn't.
Yeah, well, but we already know that you're just in denial, and that's fine. When you have,
let me tell you guys, when I bought it, it was a very hat to the ceiling moment for me. I'm sorry, I had to throw it in.
That's good. Okay, think about this. I just bought a bunch of old games. I got and I got them really cheap. I know that when I put them in my console, they'll automatically get smart delivery and I'll have the best version. So like the Ezio collection, it automatically updated it to the 4K 60 version. If I was on my PlayStation, it would just be the whatever version it came out with. If there's a newer version, you know what Sony would be like? Please insert $10. Like, I don't understand in this day and age why that continues to happen, but it is what it is. But Waba, I want to hear as a Sony pony on this show, what is your opinion of their Play Pass? Ooh, there you go.
I would actually be sick. I'm actually really excited because frankly, they need an overhaul. Like, you know, even if it's like a 1 out of 10, right now I'd say they're a 0. So at least it's an improvement. The tiers kind of confuses me because, like, okay, so let's say, what does it cost right now? So I pay like half. So like what, $60 for a regular year. So what are you gonna do? Ask for 80 to play PS4 and PS5 and ask for like 100 to play like?
Yes.
Like, I have no idea what the pricing is going to be. I'm hoping they do like a pricing overhaul.
You hit the nail on the head there. It'd be $99.99 if you wanted to have everything.
But like, I mean, I feel like that's not worth it. So unless they do the upres where it's like, okay, maybe I want to go back and explore, but I don't like backwards compatibility anyway. Like, I'm looking at a screenshot and I see, The Godfather, Lord of the Rings, 13, which is actually a stellar game. I played it on GameCube, but I don't need to revisit them. I played them. Yeah, and God knows I don't need to play PSP. I can do that on my Vita, which I said before. It's why the hell isn't Vita included? Like, that makes no sense. My question to you
is, if you could play the original infamous 1 and 2, and it would be 60 frames per second, 4K.
I don't have any. I can see why people would. Personally, I don't have a reason to go back to those games.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I have a lot of trophies. I platinum a lot of games, and games like that I go back and I do. So personally, for me, I don't need them anymore. Would it look cool in, Super Uprise? Yes. But like I've had my experience. Now I don't see myself with that tier 3, which is weird because I'll buy anything Sony. PS4 and PS5 maybe, but if you're someone like me and you don't like play old games, like, is this exciting news? I don't know yet. I'm just glad they're doing something. Because they have
what are
to
you
do
excited
something.
about? You said you're excited, so I got to go back to this. You're now saying you don't know what to be excited about.
No, I'm excited that they're doing something.
What PS5 games do you even think will be in there?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably Bugsnax.
Bugsnax,
that's a good game. Bugsnax slaps.
So do you think it'll just be whatever was been in PlayStation Plus, and that's how it'll work?
Not just PlayStation Plus. I think they'll add more.
Do you though? Do you really though?
At this point, I do, because the games. There's likely games, and I don't know any off the top of my head because I know we'd be talking about this, that didn't sell well, for lack of a better term. And they'll be like, you know what, you want it, you got it. Here's Godfall, kind of like what they're doing.
No, they only give you the demo version. They don't.
Oh, that's right. So you get the demo version of Godfall, or you get the first level of
And then if you want, you have to please insert coin. It's literally a payphone. Like, PlayStation right now is like a payphone. It's just like, oh, you want one more minute? Oh,
our audience doesn't understand that reference.
You know what? If they're parents, they should all get that reference.
So I'm excited.
That leads us into something Xbox did just this week. They announced some new games for December. New games got announced for December, and they're not just little games. I have to say, these are some pretty decent games coming to Game Pass. So you have Mortal Kombat 11 on cloud, console, and PC. According to Matt from Xbox A, he loves that game. And the fact that you can play it as someone like myself and Pez that can play it anywhere, that's one of the things whenever it says cloud, console, PC, I'm in. Then you have Among Us, which is in the cloud. Supposedly doesn't run very well. You have Broken Age, which is a great game if you haven't played it, but a lot of people have.
I know that game's really good.
It is
I
very
saw the
good.
first level. Holy crap! I'm actually excited about that.
Firewatch, which is an amazing game. If you haven't played this game, I recommend everybody. It is cloud console and PC, so that game will be played on my phone in the morning while I'm having breakfast with my kid. That's going to be a 1,000 achievements score, easy. Let's go. Lake, which is supposedly a phenomenal indie game as well. And then there is this game that everybody is telling me is amazing that comes out on Friday. It's an Xbox exclusive, day and date on Game Pass, called The Gunk. It looks very good. A lot of people have talked about it. The Gunk stars a duo of gritty space haulers struggling to make a buck as they chance upon an untouched planet brimming with life. They're coming to gather alien plants and other valuable resources as it looks like they've hit a jackpot. Ultimate members can play the Gunk with Xbox touch controls on day one, cloud gaming, no control needed. So that's another thing. A lot of these games, you can just play them. Then we have our friends over at Outright Games partnering up with Xbox.
Yup.
And have 4 games coming to Game Pass for the holidays. Now, I don't know of a better time to put kids' games on Game Pass, and I've been clamoring and asking for them forever. So thank you, Outright Games. You have Ben 10 Power Trip. I have not played, so I will be playing that with my daughter. It's like the one game I've never played of theirs. And you have Paw Patrol Mighty Pups, Save Rescue, Adventure Bay. That is the perfect game to play with your kids. You can play it 2 players. You can play split screen, easy achievements. Your kid will have a blast, and the learning curve is so small on that game. Then you have Race with Ryan, which is 4-player split screen. Another family game you can have a ton of fun with, easy achievements. Transformers Battleground, which looks like a turn-based Transformers game. Looks like a lot of fun, which I'm going to try out. So that's what's coming to Game Pass just in like the next week and a half.
I didn't know they did Transformers. That's awesome.
And that's something, because we talked about Spartacus. This is something that they do every single 2 weeks. They make a drop, and you get to see this drop, and you're like, what? I know people complain when stuff leaves, like Yakuza and all that's leaving, but like you had a year to play it. You should have played it. Like when these new games drop, you can go get it. So, and the other big thing is every single game that's dropping this week besides Among Us is cloud, console, and PC. Meaning wherever you want to play it, you can play it. And that's what Sony needs to do. If they can't play it everywhere and have first party day and dates, it is almost pointless at this point. Because all you're doing is you're going to get people to buy it because Sony Pony's going to line up right around the block. I'll try it out. I love my PlayStation. I just don't turn it on. I don't have a reason to right now. But if you're going to try and get money out of me and give me no value, it's going to be tough.
I mean, and like if you want to talk about Game Pass, right? Like let's look at, that was just for what? The next 2 weeks?
Yeah, next 2 weeks.
Beginning of December, we had Aliens Fireteam Elite, which actually is a fun game.
Okay, you know what, Pez? I will play with that with you over the holidays.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's a fun, I'm gonna air quote free game, right? Because I didn't pay $40 on Steam for it. I paid $15 a month to play it. Stardew Valley came out, lawn mowing sim. Hell yeah, as dads, everybody go play lawn mowing sim. Get your cargo shorts and your white New Balances, and let's freaking go.
What was that other game that came out at the beginning of December, Pez? What was it called?
Final Fantasy 13-2.
I think you're bearing the lead on a potential
little game called Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite.
I think it's German for hello.
And then the month before they had Forza Horizon.
So yeah,
it's just too bad they didn't get Godfall Light, man.
So that's the thing. Like they have, so in February they've got was it Stalker 2?
Yep.
Yeah,
Stalker
and
2
that game looks and not even that. It's not going to be on Game Pass, but it'll be an Xbox exclusive, Crossfire X. Yes, they don't have a Horizon, but they continue to give you a choice of, if you look at what's offered here on Game Pass, you have a game for everybody here. If you want to play an indie, you want to play an action, you want to play a new AA title, you want to play a fighting game, you want to play a game that everybody likes is Among Us, or you want to hang out with your kids, it's there. And that's just this drop. Like, who knows what's going to drop in January? And they have stuff like Grand Theft Auto 5 comes and goes. It comes in, it comes out. They have Red Dead Redemption comes in, comes out. They have these games that do come in and come out. What I think is going to happen with Spartacus is we're going to have a war. So Ubisoft is going to sit there and go, who wants me? Who wants my service? Because I'll put my service with you. And I think we all know who has the bigger dump truck of money. Microsoft's going to win out on that one. And Ubisoft Plus will become part. So then the Ubisoft games are now in Game Pass. So then they've got another rabbit in their hat. Like, it's just, this is what's about to happen. And I hope Sony knows, if you're going to go into this ring, you better be ready, because their first party exclusives aren't going to win this battle. It's not enough, because right now, Xbox is Netflix and Sony is Amazon Prime. That's the way I look at it. And it's true. Amazon Prime's got some great stuff. It does. But it's no HBO Max. It's no Netflix. Actually, you know what? PlayStation could be HBO Max. It's got some. That's a better example. But Netflix has got better bangers, and they put in all this other stuff, and you end up going in there, and you end up consuming.
Well, and I don't know if people are gonna pay Sony. So there's the 3 tiers. The first tier is basically your PS Plus membership, right? So ideally, you would think that that's getting cut down to maybe $30, $40 I would say if it's over $25 a month, you're getting screwed. Your second tier is your PS Plus, and added on to that is like your PS1, PS2 games, and then second tier is just PS Plus plus PS4 and maybe PS5, and your third tier is everything, right? How much are you as a consumer willing to pay for everything a month? Would you pay $40, $30 a month? Would you pay $10? Like,
I'm looking at it like per year. It's like, is that worth $80 a year? I don't even know.
I don't know, because it depends on what is rolled out in its launch. If they come out and they say we have Infamous 1 and 2, we have all the PS3 exclusives, and they run good, because
those are in PlayStation now as well. Already.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now, like, I have a PS3 emulator on my PC, and it runs. It's a very good emulator, and it is a resource hog, right? So if they use an emulator and they can't tweak it properly, either the games aren't going to run very well, or they're going to have to go, they're basically just going to use PS Now to run everything, like Court said. And I don't think that's what you want, because I've done xCloud. I'm not a huge fan of it, because there is some latency stuff, right? And I have pretty good internet. There is some latency issues, but like the novelty of it is like pretty awesome. But that's not acceptable if you're going to pay $100, because if you're going to pay, whatever per year.
Yeah, because like Game Pass, the cloud is an option that's there, but you know that you can play it on your console or on your PC.
Exactly. So am I going to pay, because if you have Game Pass, if you have standard Game Pass, $10 a month, $120 a year, am I going to pay $120 and knowing Sony $150 a month, a year to play cloud the show? No, I'm not.
That's on Game Pass. That's a Xbox game.
No. Or am I going to play Horizon in the cloud? No, I'm not. Because if there's latency problems, you negate it's one major factor, which is the bow mechanic, right? Because the combat stinks. I'm going to say what it is. The combat is not good. It's not good. It's a button masher, right? It's not good. You don't play Horizon Zero Dawn to go hit things with your spear, right? You do it to shoot the bow, right? And feel like Aloy is to use a pun, is a machine.
Jesus Christ.
But a cloud-based latency is not going to make that game any fun at all. So
no, I think if they're not getting, at least give us all their hits. Like, this should have Miles Morales on there, should have Spider-Man on there. But Sony, they don't do that.
It's not going to happen. We know it's
Like
not gonna happen.
the fact that they pulled the old Uncharted games to put out this new collection is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. Do you know what Xbox would have done? They would have just said, "Hey, by the way, go on Game Pass right now. All those old games that you loved, they've up-resed in their 4K now." They wouldn't have said, "Hey, we packaged this whole thing together and we want money." They wouldn't have done it.
It's such a weird thing. Like I'm like looking at that. I'm like, what? Like, how many times are you gonna re-release this?
Especially the
I
Uncharted collection.
mean,
You've already done it.
I
And
mean,
they
wait.
pulled it from the store. You can't buy that old stuff.
And it looked great on the PS4. Like I don't need it on PS5. It looked
Nope.
fine.
It's
You
fine.
need what Sony tells you need. They are very much like Nintendo in that way.
Yeah, they're making a lot of Nintendo choices lately.
I mean, the biggest thing for me is I'm excited because they're doing something. And I know that sounds silly, but for a company that hasn't done anything different to PlayStation Plus except making it mandatory at one point 10 years ago to even play online, it's like this has been consistent since PS3. And now they're actually like, Xbox, like, they're constantly changing their offering and they found something that works and what people like. And PlayStation hasn't been willing to like experiment or like move. And frankly, they haven't needed to because it just worked. They were just getting money from people. But now that they're actually like trying something new, I think that's encouraging. Now, whether or not it pans out, we don't, know yet. This is all, initial details, but at least they're doing something. And that sounds sad, but it is.
It does.
Like,
It,
it's
honestly,
helpful.
Waba, it sounds like you're just like, I love this machine I have. And it's fine. I still have my PS5.
I do.
I am very excited for Horizon, but it adds no value. The controller isn't enough for me because I know Xbox is just going to make one that's better.
For me, like I said, I don't need a lot of older games. Frankly, like until you started talking about Paw Patrol, I was like, oh, I'm playing that on PC. Shout out outright. Like also, if you are a parent and you played Mario Kart and you want to humble your kids this Christmas season, go tell them that you got a new racing game with that Ryan game. Let them think they got a shot.
Not even that. Go out and buy the new Fast and the Furious game. That's from Outright as well. It's phenomenal.
Right.
Or you can go out and buy Blaze and the Monster Machines from Outright as well. It's on sale. Everything's on sale in the Switch store right now. Go buy it.
I know. Support the folks that support the folks.
Can I drop one last thing?
Yeah,
my biggest worry about Spartacus is that it becomes it goes back to Nintendo Switch Online, right? When Nintendo was releasing NES and SNES games and then just stops. Right? So Sony and I can see it happening. Sony released, first month's a banger. Infamous 1, Infamous 2, Uncharted, maybe Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, right? They definitely won't do 4 because they're just putting that collection out. Maybe they do the old God of War games, whatever. But then at some point, I think it would not surprise me if Sony's just like misses a month, right?
They've never done that with PlayStation Plus, though.
Or it's like,
Pez, all these games you're talking about are already on PlayStation Now, and no one plays it, and no one cares.
Yeah, because PlayStation Now.
Yeah, but it's going to be the same. They're just going to glow it up and change the name and say, "Hey, there's some PlayStation 5 games in there."
Well, that's the worry, right? That they're going to do cloud because also, how do you, the consumer, fit all these games onto your console? Like, I got my PC. I'm fine. I have a ton of.
Okay, but I have no problem fitting all these games on my console, and when I don't use them, I don't play them. I
don't
delete
have
them.
External hard drives?
No, I don't need that stuff, man. I don't understand why people hoard games on their consoles.
You guys have phones?
Phones? TV.
Oh man. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope it's good because competition only makes the video game landscape better. And when you have the two behemoth kaijus going at it, everyone gets a good show. You know what I mean? So
which kaiju is which?
I would say, you know what? Well, let's go cultural. I'm saying Microsoft is King Kong and Sony is Godzilla.
Oh, I love it. Who won?
That makes sense because remember the Xbox 360? Everybody associates with that game King Kong because the HD hard drives. I like that. Yep. I like that.
Bang. I bought that game at the thrift store recently.
Nailed it.
That sounds like something you would do.
It's that I could flip it.
Of course you did.
Speaking of huge kaiju type discussions.
Oh, that was a good one.
Did you guys hear about the games that they talked about at the Game Awards? Now, the first one on the list I want to talk about because I played it.
Oh,
the Matrix.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah, they reveal the Matrix Awakened, the Unreal Engine 5 experience. I played it on my Xbox Series X. Yeah, it looks cool, but it's just an experience. I don't know, man. I'm not losing my mind like everybody else over it. That's all I'm gonna say. It looks good though.
I saw some other people play it, and they pointed out some interesting things. It was like the lighting, how it like shifts like as the day goes. It's not like a static.
Yeah.
Reflections off of the cars, and also like the draw distance. Like it's like the buildings. What game did I play that I was just unimpressed by it recently? It's like the Battlefield.
I just felt like throwing a random game out.
Sorry, when I was playing this Battlefield, when you're up in the aircraft, you look down at the buildings, and it's just basically like squares, like giant, just Lincoln logs out of the ground. But they're actual like buildings with textures and things like that, and it feels like you're in a real vibrant city. And when I saw that compared to like something like Battlefield, I was like, wow, like to me that's impressive. And I know it's just a hardware demo more or less, but I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Like I want to see we saw the whole Unreal demo that PlayStation did at their show, and I still haven't seen one game that even looks remotely close to that. I don't know, but that leads me into a game that we did see gameplay at there. And that was Hellblade 2, and that looked crazy.
Dude, I can't wait.
So many people, like Matt was showing me, because he does a lot of editing, and he has a better eye than me, because I was just like, I can't see the difference between the cutscene and the gameplay. And he was like, we were watching, he's like, there's the cutscene. And then all of a sudden you see the gameplay, and you can see just a smidge of a difference. And another game that looked unreal was Horizon Zero Dawn. So you have two games that are going to be coming out around the same time on two separate consoles, that those are going to show us what Unreal Engine can really do, and what we're really going to get out of these next gen games, because these experiences, that's all they are, is experiences. But when we saw Hellblade and when we saw Horizon Zero Dawn, I think we both were like, holy Jesus.
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
Like you were like, I need a new TV, because like my 1080p monitor, Waba, it's time. It's the upgrade time. Christmas upgrade.
I like my HP ZR24W.
Yeah, but you have the beautiful console. You want the beautiful game. If you saw what NHL looks like in the 4K, oh my god!
Honestly, probably.
Because you see the lights reflecting off the ice. It looks unbelievable. It looks awesome.
Maybe I'll look into a real gaming monitor.
And then, so Pez, I wanted to get your opinion on a game, but unfortunately made by a studio that sucks, man. Like David Cage sucks. But they're going to be making Star Wars Eclipse, which is the new action adventure game from Quantic Dream. But it's set in the High Republic. Like everything about everything sounds amazing until I say the word David Cage.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be some Detroit, like what was it? No More Humans or something like that. Become human.
Yeah, but can we just somehow not let him be a part of this game? And then
he's a good creator. He just sucks.
I would like him just not to be a part of anything anymore.
Yeah, he's sucking really bad.
Sucked into a vortex.
I mean, we've seen that. We've seen that before. I mean, obviously, there's the whole
Bobby Kotick
debate, and I know some people aren't fans of Schilling, but he made Kingdoms of Amalur, which was very highly regarded. So
yeah, but he made that before we realized he was a psycho.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I don't know.
Good game. Don't talk about it to the people of Rhode Island. Will get just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit from him. I don't know much about the High Republic setting, but any time a new Star Wars property is being done by a developer I wouldn't expect, I think that's exciting.
100% agree. And it sounds terrible, but a lot of great people probably worked on this game. I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna make my opinion clear that David Cage is a scumbag and he sucks.
Yeah,
he sucks. Him and Bobby Kotick go on their own island of sucking each other, okay? Because they suck.
Oof. Earmuffs, kids.
Now, a game that I showed my daughter, she lost her mind, and all I got to show her was that sizzle reel. And I think the best part about it, she's 5 years old. By the time this game comes out, she'll be like 7, the perfect age to play it. Wonder Woman gets announced by Middle of the Verse Shadows of Mordor developers, Monolith, and it's going to have the Nemesis system.
I thought you were gonna say Alan Wake 2, and I'm like, geez, she's stoked for that.
Heck
No, I'm
yeah,
jumping
dude!
all over the
Alan Wake
place.
2, let's
Just because
freaking
I made the
go.
list, I'm gonna
That's
ask
fine,
your
that's fine.
opinions. I've already done a whole video on all of this. So what, like, my daughter's pumped for Wonder Woman. What'd you guys think of just Monolith making a game? Because we've all wanted the Nemesis system in a game again.
I love it. I love it. My hope is they don't do like the Shadow of what was the second one? Shadow of War.
Yeah, the one I didn't play. It's on Game Pass right now, and I haven't touched it because I
But
heard
that
that
one
the
had
ending
like
is
some.
painful.
That one had some kind of like predatory microtransactions, but Shadow of Mordor was so good.
Yes.
So if they can learn what to do and what not to do, this game will be very good because they are a very good studio.
Yeah, I don't typically play a lot of games like that, but getting
You
like
don't
I heard it
typically play
was.
a lot of games.
I know I actually played Superliminal, and that was fun, but which is totally out of left field. But yeah, Wonder Woman. I mean, I think they can do a lot of good with that property. I
I
don't think
wiped
we've.
my butt today after I went poop. It's just like the same thing what you just said there.
It's like both me and Gretzky, like he can skate type thing. But I think I don't think we've seen really anything outside of like Injustice from Wonder Woman. At least nothing of note that I can think of. So I'm excited that she's gonna get like a game, and that it's
Same.
being done by somebody that's competent in like, that action RPG style game.
Same.
Well,
They made
speaking
good
of
games.
Justice, did you guys see the Suicide Squad gameplay reveal? So
Love it.
Yes,
it went from a game that I couldn't care less about and I thought it was going to be a trash fire because of Avengers to, oh my God, I want to play this game.
The more I learn about that, the more excited I get, and this sold me on it.
my hope is it's more Guardians of the Galaxy than Avengers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like that though. You know what it looks like?
Oh.
Sunset Overdrive.
Oh,
Man.
I was gonna say I get God of War vibes from it because in God of War, spoilers for a 20-year-old game, the first one, you go around beating up gods. I mean, that's kind of in the title.
Ooh.
This one, they're like, you have to kill the Flash. So are they gonna like just go through each and every single superhero that we know and love and just destroy them?
Yes, but
No.
we know from the theatrical trailers that Wonder Woman is on your team and they didn't show gameplay of her at all.
Wonder Woman's getting 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Because she's Wonder Woman.
DC's digging in, dude, and I love it because, Marvel has a good slate of games, and it's time for DC to have they had the Arkham games, which were phenomenal, and they have the Injustice games, which if you like fighting games, are very good. Fighting games are not for me.
The Injustice story is incredible, even if you don't like fighting games.
But they really haven't had any real like hits lately. Like if you were to ask somebody like what is a great superhero game, they're probably not going to say the Arkham games, and they're probably going to say like Spider-Man.
Which is crazy
Right?
to me because Arkham Asylum is one of the best games ever.
Arkham Asylum is the game that built, I'm going to go on a limb, built the superhero genre in terms of gaming. But
Yes.
if you play Spider-Man, Arkham's combat skeleton is it's in there. It's Arkham with like web shooting, right?
100%.
Like that's the combat for it. So I'm glad DC's getting back in because I'm really, really, really excited for Gotham Knights. And I was on the fence about Suicide Squad, but that like gameplay trailer definitely made me jump over the fence into I'm definitely excited for it.
So what was your excitement level? Because I have no segue into this at all on the Halo TV series, because all we saw was screenshots, and as someone that's a Disney Plus fan, and I know it's on Paramount Plus, it gave me Mandalorian vibes with Master Chief. That's what I got from it. Does it move the needle? Do you care?
Yes, I care, but I don't care enough to get PS Plus. I mean, not PS Plus, Paramount Plus. I will wait till it all comes out and then get it for like, the free trial and just watch the whole thing.
So another game that I didn't know much about, besides the sizzle reels we had, but I'm actually extremely excited about it. And it comes out on Xbox on February 10th, and that's Crossfire X. That game actually surprised me at the Game Awards and made me care. Now it's a shooter. but it looks good.
Does it have any reference to the board game from the 90s?
No, but I love that. You know what, Pez? Can you somehow edit and put that commercial in it? So if the commercial comes across, sure. Crossfire.
Somewhere there's like some Crossfire creator, like, oh my god, they remember me. They still got it.
I can hear the kid in the background going, yeah, when he won.
I thought it looked great. I'm excited about it, but I know I'm not excited about a game that you two are both excited about, and that's 2 games. One, Pez, yes. Monster Hunter Rise expansion.
Yep.
And they also talked about Persona 4 Arena Ultimate announced for PS4, Switch, and PC. Xbox people once again crying about a game that I don't think is that good, but they're all mad it's not coming to Xbox, but I don't care.
Good. So Persona
Spoiler
4
alert, don't like Persona.
It's also
Persona 4 and Persona 4 Arena
Ultimate
are 2 different games.
Yeah. But Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is a different game too.
It's not the Persona 4, it's not like a normal Persona game. Well, but why don't you explain it for the friends?
No, please don't. We don't want to lose listeners.
So, do you guys know what money is? Atlas knows how to get that from us nerds. And not only do they come out with games, but they come out with dance sequels and they come out with fighting game sequels. And this is actually a sequel to Persona 4 Arena. So they added more characters, more different personas, and they incorporated characters from 3 and 4, and it's a fighting game. Okay, but now I'm not going to go into Persona bias. I believe it's by Arc System Works, who is a very good niche fighting game developer. And Persona 4 was actually at EVO at a competitive level. All the top 8 were Japanese at their last one. But they actually do a competent fighter that was enough to be one of the top 8 games, not main stage at EVO. So it's really fun. You get to use personas. If you kind of know JoJo, it's a little bit like that. There's a story mode along with it.
What is he? You just 2 things you said I don't know.
If you know, you know. You got them. You got them.
And now you know.
Yeah, but there's a story mode that's actually very good. It's good if you're into Persona. You're gonna enjoy it, and it's just silly. And Rise is obviously friggin' bae, so go play her.
Yeah, I've never played it, so
yeah.
Well, what last thing about this? What's important about this is I believe the only way to get I know a lot of these types of games are only physical, so I don't know if this is the first release that is going to be a digital version, because this already exists. I bought the PS3 version. I found it in a store, and I kept with the soundtrack, and I just kept it in the box because I'm a big nerd. But if this is opening it up as a collector, that is both good, because you get your hands on things, and worrying because now it devalues the physical editions that are already out there. Granted, it's not for PS3, but the more that people get to play, the better. But I don't know if it's the first digital release of this game.
I would say it actually may enhance the physical version, because now that you'll get a lot of people playing it, you might find people that want that physical version with the soundtrack.
They're running into that issue with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where it just doesn't exist anymore. And my copy's valuable, so I don't know. It's just
I remember seeing that game 10 years ago, maybe, at a GameStop in Salem, Massachusetts. And it was like $100. I should have bought it.
I bought mine on Craigslist for $12. It's worth like $130 right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it has a manual though, but
that game is just going to keep going up in value because it's one of those games that we may never see again.
I hope I can retire from that game.
Because we're getting to the end of the show, and for the listeners out there, we will not be doing a show next week because it's the holidays, and spend time with your families. Don't spend time with us. Don't. We
put the hoe in holiday.
You can watch Waba take L's on Twitch all day long. It is great.
Go watch the VOD, you nerds.
Like, all I do is pull better packs and watch him take L's. So
look at Pez's face. He's like, dude, watch me.
If you would also like to spend your time.
Hold on, I haven't even finished speaking. I had to first insult Pez. I had to dunk on Waba for a little bit.
I get it.
But if you would like to watch someone play video games that people like, go watch Pez. He plays Halo Infinite. He uses GamePass because it's a good thing.
I was about to play Persona Ultimax and totally screw up that statement for you.
Jesus.
I have been playing Miles Morales, by the way, boys. Very, very good game.
That's a great game. And you know what? That's a good Christmas game.
Yeah.
You know what?
Close to beat it before
Because of
Christmas
that,
is
I'm
over.
gonna blow off the dust off my PS5, and I'm gonna play Miles. I'm gonna do a run through of Miles just to play it because it's Christmas time. Because it's got the snow, it's got the beautiful music, beautiful colors.
It's great.
So my question to you guys is, what's your game of the year? See, ooh, didn't put it in the thing, and I did that purposely. What's your game of the year, Pez?
People are gonna think I am insane, but it is a little indie game known as Death's Door, and that is my game of the year. There are reasons. A, I don't need a bombastic game to completely like blow my socks off. Right?
Bombastic.
Yeah, I don't need bombastic. What I need is
fantastic. Watch me, Mr. Boom, 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 boom.
Romantic, semi fantastic. Shaggy, by the way, Shaggy.
No, we don't want to get DMC'd.
I was gonna accidentally swear, but I pulled it back. Death's Door is my game of the year because one, it was fun, right? Two, the setting and aesthetic I thought was incredible.
We have a different version of fun. The game was good, but man, it beat the crap out of me.
And three, it had a very good soundtrack, which I think tied everything together. It's not a long game, maybe 10 hours if you're lucky. But the whole time, it wasn't one of those games I was playing where I was like, okay, is this the end? Oh, it's not. It keeps going. Okay. Is this the end? Oh, it's not. Okay. I have another hour later. Is this the end? Oh, it's not. Okay. Right. Like, so that's my game of the year. My issue is I don't play current games when they come out. Like Miles Morales came out last year, 2 years ago, last year. And I'm
it
just
came out with launch. It's a launch game.
Yeah, I'm just getting to it, right? Like,
you also couldn't get a console. That's
true. Halo Infinite came out, right? Played the first chapter of the campaign, haven't picked it up since because time is like a thing. Guardians of the Galaxy came out. It's on my list to play.
Time is like a thing.
Haven't touched it. Time is something I don't have. Time is something I do not have right now.
Time is a wheel.
Time
is a flat circle.
Time is a flat circle that poops and peas.
Time is like Earth. It is a flat circle. So Death's Door right now is my game of the year. Will that change in 2 weeks? Possibly, depending on, I get a week off, so I'm going to play a ton of games. I broke Waba.
Time is like Earth, a flat circle. I love that.
So yeah, right now it's Death's Door. Little indie game made by Acid Nerve, which is two dudes, and made by and distributed by Devolver Digital, which is probably now my favorite publisher. Bing bang boom. Waba?
I'm gonna say 2 because I don't play by the rules. I haven't played a lot this year, admittedly. Most of my time is in
plays
NHL.
By rules?
Yeah. I really enjoyed Lost in Random. I thought that was a very unique, charming experience that had the right amount of turn-based. It was a fun fantasy, world, and I just really enjoyed the story and everything about it, and I'm happy I got to play it. And the other was being able to revisit Mass Effect in the Legacy Collection. I thought if you're a gamer, and I don't know how much it initially retailed for, but if you paid $30 or $40 and you get those 3 games, that's such a good value experience in a world that is just so special, and the games are so good. I loved it. I loved being able to go back. I had so much fun with Mass Effect and also with Lost in Random, and I don't know, those were 2 really fun defining mid-year experiences, and best games I played so far this year. Court, what about you?
Forza Horizon 5. And here's the reason why.
That's shocking for you.
Well, it is, because my second favorite most played game, I'm just going to go by what I played the most. My second most played game is NHL 22 by far. Just to let you know, by far. I play it every day.
I'm so happy.
I play it every day. I thoroughly enjoy it. But the reason I'm saying Forza Horizon 5 is because I'm not a race car guy game. I played it and I can't stop playing this game. I enjoy it. I enjoy everything about it. It's fun. It keeps me into it. I haven't enjoyed a game where I'm just like, whatever, I can just go play it anytime I want type game. If I wanted to go by what was the best story I played, that'd be Psychonauts 2 by far. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. And then followed by story-wise is Death's Door.
Look at that.
I thought that game was it was the first game that I wanted to finish that beat the living daylights out of me, and I still wanted to finish it. And that's saying a lot for me.
And Court is not an indie guy.
No, this is a shocking list. I love it.
Two on there. And a
love it.
And honorable mention, a game that anybody can go out and finish in like 4 hours, The Artful Escape. Oh my god.
Oh, I heard that is a very good. It is
honestly, Pez, you of all people, that game. So good.
To be a no salt Sunday game.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So I like that question to end the sode. I thought that was a really good one. I had to go into my trophy list to see what I played this year. But that is it for this episode of Three Dads and a Console. If you had fun and you want to hang out with us live, you can check us out. Search Three Dads and a Console on YouTube. We are 30 subscribers away from that vanity link, so I have to stop. I know you guys are gonna miss me saying this, but please check us out so we can get that sweet, sexy vanity link. You can also please rate us on Apple iTunes and your podcast platform of choice. And what else? Oh yeah, guys, if you go into PAX East this year, Pez and I potentially going, barring any issues with this city of Boston or anything like that. So
any COVID issues.
So let us know in the comments below or something. For more, make sure to check us out, Twitter, all that fun stuff, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Merry Christmas.